what do we have on Facebook, Amish?
Well, we have the Facebook whistleblower. I have it on later. Actually, I found this clip from the Gray Zone. So righteous. But yeah, do you want me to set it up? You want to go Facebook first? You want to rip on Zuck first?
Dude, it's time, dude. That guy's had it coming for a very long time. He's been getting praise for too long. It's time this man gets what's coming to him.
We need to stop just being like, oh, he's a robot, and be like, this is like, he's vicious and he's taken over the government. This move, his whistleblower. So basically, a big whistleblower came out last week, Ms. Haugen, and the people at the Gray Zone, they did the research. They're saying she's not righteous. She's acting like Facebook is evil and we need to regulate it and we need to do something. And I'm calling on Congress, whatever. But they're saying that she's not righteous. And I basically, yeah, we can hit one of those.
Let's talk
one of those links right there, if you want to see her testimony to the Congress.
It as well. So she goes after 4 official U.S. enemies in very scripted fashion. Let's.
I like this congregation background though. I like that we're in church.
Oh yeah. Hold on 1 second. Let me.
We're in God's house.
Let me set this up so you can see it, Amish. 1 second.
Let's see it. Oh, here we go. So this way gets me out. Yeah, of course. Oh, now I can see it.
There you go. Sorry about that. I was guys, we're running a little slow. We weren't doing live anymore. Now we're doing live again.
Dude, these guys have you up all night though.
Up. Yeah.
This cycle, like they just
there
lie
we
to
go. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. No, yeah. Well, we'll talk about that later. Let's talk about that a bit later.
Possible. I think it's very, very illuminating and disturbing.
So this is from her hearing in U.S. Congress. Here we go. Put the audio on.
What we saw in Myanmar and are now seeing in Ethiopia are only the opening chapters of a story so terrifying, no one wants to read the end of it. Congress can change the rules that Facebook plays by and stop the many harms it is now causing. We now know the truth about Facebook's destructive impact.
Can I ask?
Tell me.
You saw this, right? Like you saw the whole clip. Most people should have. It was on 60 Minutes. Big whistleblower.
It was pretty big. Yeah.
How many whistleblowers do we need to figure out that Facebook and all these social media companies are just putting, like, they're like, it sort of reminded me of the Paradise Papers. You see those come out, like, where it's like, bombshell, the rich don't pay their taxes. And you're like, yeah, I thought we had like saw the same report 20 times. Seems like we've been finding out for a long time and we've sort of known.
Yeah. Zucks is evil.
It's bad.
He's vicious.
Well,
yeah.
Yes, but okay, you know what it is? The kingpin drug pusher got caught, and all the other drug pushers are like, yeah, can't believe how bad that guy is. And it's like,
right.
It's like, oh, you guys do the same thing, dude. I saw Twitter, which is a toxic cesspool, right?
Yeah.
Love it, because of course. But everybody on Twitter is like patting themselves on the back. Yeah, I deleted my Facebook account years ago. You're on the same it's the same thing. You're getting in fights over vaccines with your grandmother on Twitter. It's like it's the same thing, but just on a different platform. Was my takeaway actually, was that we're all getting mad at Facebook, but nobody wants to confront the fact that most social media platforms, that's what they're all about.
Yeah, 100%. And I hate to say, I've said this about the MLM people, and people get mad about this, but we are a bunch of, we need them. We're all the people are on these sites. Like, we all go on and we engage in it, and it controls us. So I think we just slowly need to learn how to not get manipulated by it, and not to go off on these, fly off the handles, because they almost want us to get mad and upset so that their ratings will be good. It's a mass manipulation almost.
What do you think about the whole okay. I saw a bunch of people talking about this. There's some people saying that she wants more censorship. There's some people saying she wants less. By the way, Wyatt, sometimes, I don't know if you're clipping out of the video because it just messes with it.
So my thing is on this, dude. It's like remember Adpocalypse, where all the YouTubers, basically some guy came in from Hollywood, a lobbying company, started scaring everyone into these guys on YouTube. They're all racist. They're all Trump supporters. They're sexist, whatever. We got to cancel them. We got to demonetize them, whatever, right? So they called it Adpocalypse. And I think YouTube honestly got suckered into that. I think what Zucks, because he's more evil, he is a little more. I get it. Twitter, YouTube, whatever. but Zucks is a little more. So I think Zuck saw what happened, the Facebook adpocalypse or YouTube adpocalypse, and he said, hey, let's get ahead of this. Let's just go, because we've been saying on this for like a year now, where all these tech companies, they're huge. They hire like 3 people. Like your modest $10 million studio has hired more people than maybe YouTube or some shit. Like they hire nobody, dude.
That's true.
You hire more people. They hire zero. They don't hire anyone, right? But Facebook says, hey, let's get Congress to pay for it. Go to Congress, do a little show, do a little song and dance. This guy was saying that she lost weight too for the interview. It's crazy. Like it is such a PR move for her to do this. It's nonsense, man. I can't believe that they're like anyone could buy this.
Wait. What do you think's nonsense about this? Because she's saying Facebook's bad.
Right. So basically the solution, right? And I think it's in the second link, what they call it, the money quote. The solution to Facebook being bad is Congress, please step in and do something. And I think the first step is like, we need surveillance agents. Like she's basically saying, Congress, we need you to approve the budget for surveillance agents to come in, and basically they're outsourcing their own, like they don't want to hire people.
Oh, they go like, we cannot be good. You must like basically set up your own government.
Dude, that sucks his next level, dude.
Wow.
That's next level.
Maybe what they're saying is like, look, it's kind of, we don't want to be in an unfair playing field. If you're not going to let us monetize anger, make a rule that nobody can monetize anger. Or like what, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to get beaten out by Twitter.
Sure,
YouTube,
but they don't say that.
Snapchat.
They only talk about themselves. Like she comes in here saying Facebook's bad and I can't believe what we're doing. And we've seen Congress, we need your guidance. You need to come in and step in, Congress. It cannot be done by us. This is what this is. And then they want, because the second quote, I think she says it. She's like, we need more surveillance. We need more government regulation. We need you guys to step in because we clearly cannot do this. And I think that's a Zuck's master plan. He's a goddamn genius.
No, you know what I thought was genius was the day after this bombshell report, Facebook goes down for like a day and it becomes the news story. It was like Facebook is like, you know, doing all these sketchy stuff. They knew that Instagram was like ruining girls' lives and making them suicidal and stuff. And then Facebook shut down and all anyone could talk about was like, I can't see the friends I never talked to. I can't see what their birthday is. It's like, what is this? I thought that was 100% planned. 100%. No one can convince me otherwise.
Yeah. And I think, look, we could even see maybe the fingerprints of the cancel consultant here, where the cancel consultant behind the scenes, he goes, okay, drop the thing. But Pandora Papers just came out. Whistleblowers are hot right now. Every week there's a goddamn whistleblower. And by the way, Pandora Papers, notice how it's all brown people. It's all like foreign countries. No one in America. Anyway, we'll get to that later.
Whoa,
this one though,
hot take.
It's all
take.
King of Jordan, Prime Minister of Pakistan. Zero people in America. Zero people in America. No one in America, the Pandora Papers.
You know what they said? They said North Dakota or South Dakota. That was like where all the corporations are, but no one from America.
Yeah, you can't see all those files, though. No. It's a nonsense.
Bro,
anyway, we'll get to that.
I guarantee you Hunter Biden's got some offshore stuff. I know he does from selling all that art.
Is he organized enough? Like, he seems like he's like not playing on that level. Like it all goes to crack right away. Like he's cracking hookers the next week. There's not enough going over there. I don't know. But this though, I do think like the crash the next day, I think that's the cancel consultant saying, look, there's a lot of competition in the whistleblower market right now. Whistleblowing is sexy right now.
Yeah.
You want to stand out, turn it off for a day. That's even Zuck's even. He goes, drop the bombshell, and then they're not getting the hits they want. They go, you know what? Cut the feed. Let them suffer.
Let them see what life is like without the Facebook.
Without Facebook.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it was an interesting like moment watching everyone kind of dogpile on Facebook, and like, yeah, I think they deserve it, but so do all these other companies.
Yeah,
it was like kind of funny. It's kind of funny to me that everyone, you know what it is. If Twitter was acting in a way that like people feel like Facebook acted in a way that benefited the right. Now the right doesn't feel that way, but people on the left feel that way. So when talking about like who are we going to go after for the social media, everyone's like let's kill Facebook. But it's like when Twitter goes after Donald Trump, it's like, it's
didn't they? But didn't they hide Biden's shit? Like Hunter Biden, didn't they hide his stuff too, or that was Twitter, wasn't it? Was that Twitter? I thought Facebook was helping them.
Twitter hit it.
Twitter hit it. Okay,
no,
these
but
guys
I think
took
Facebook
off.
did too. I think I don't know.
They didn't delete Donald Trump. Did they delete Donald Trump? Did they participate?
All I know is the rhetoric around Facebook is like January 6th, white supremacist, this kind of stuff. This is why we must go after Facebook. And because these other platforms don't have these problems, they might be amplifying hate in other ways because they don't have these problems.
Yeah.
But it does seem like the big pressure, it is weird that the big pressure is like, we need more censorship. That is kind of weird,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, no. And she's saying, we need you, Congress. We can't do it. We're weak. We're weak. Come and step in, do something.
But here's the thing. Isn't it, because it says like Congress shall make no law abridging the like freedom of speech, right? And that was the whole idea of like, oh, that's why it's not against free speech to do the whole like for private companies to set their own guidelines. But if it is Congress setting guidelines for these tech companies to restrict speech, isn't that a violation of the First Amendment?
I think so. I mean, it's definitely, but I think these laws are getting very complicated and getting very rewritten. But because this is because when you start bringing up, and this is why I say like, you can't trust military people too. Because, and by the way, this is mostly Democrat that's like pushing for stuff like this, but military stuff too, they basically turn it. And that's why she's opening with like, there's issues in Myanmar. She's bringing up China. This is a big part of why people are pissed, because it's like, hey, like the Pandora Papers, it's all these other countries that are, listen, guys, I know we just use Facebook for fun and like little girls are getting upset, but we started a riot in Myanmar. China's going to crack down and do something like, like she's bringing up other countries that America has issue with anyway, so that she can stoke the fires of like, this is a national security threat for America, for them. We need to step in. We need more intervention. So that's kind of her rhetoric too. And it's what she wants from them.
So what do you think the solution is, Amish? Let's get down to the brass tacks of what a couple people on the internet think the solution is. Let's solve the problem.
We are extremely righteous, so it's not like we wouldn't know the correct thing to do. Well, Snowden actually put up a great tweet. He said after the outage, it's WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook all went out at the same time. It's a good time to be like, hey, break it up. How do you feel about breaking them up, though? Is that anti-capitalist? Because even his business partner, remember you're saying like all these people started the business with him, and then they come out of the woodwork. They're like, no, he's evil, or whatever. The guy from his business partner starting off, he wrote a New York Times op-ed, like just a video and an op-ed saying like, hey guys, I started the company with Mark Zuckerberg. He is evil and we got to break him apart now. He's a terrible.
I wish I had lunch with Mark Zuckerberg like 12 years ago so I could get a New York op-ed too. They give those out like candy, dude. To anybody who shook Mark's hand 5 years ago can come out of the woodwork and get a New York Times op-ed. I mean, look, yeah, he's bad. I mean, I can't defend him that much, but
I agree with you. The other companies are bad too. Like YouTube is bad, but YouTube just seems like they're operating strictly on financial.
I just can't stand all of these people who, many of them work in tech. I follow a lot of guys who like are from Silicon Valley, right? And they're like breaking their arm, patting themselves on the back. You know what I mean? Like just going, wow, we are so good, guys. Can you believe we're not Facebook? It's like, you guys do the same thing. Facebook,
you're a sinner.
No, the whole impetus for like social media is like, yeah, we're just gonna whatever gets people on the longest, whatever gets people to watch the most ads. That's what we monetize or optimize for. Yeah. So all these guys going out like, they're throwing stones from glass houses of me.
Yes, they're throwing stones. Let he who is without sin. Yeah, no, for sure. You know what? They are coming in
throwing
talking
stones
shit
at Facebook from Twitter about how toxic Facebook is. It's like, okay, yeah, you need to check yourself.
So do you think there could be gradients here, though? I mean, we saw this in the Me Too movement where it's like, is it like, why does it have to be all or nothing? Like, can we not have a gradient of, is there levels of evil? Levels, you know what I mean? Because that's where I do think Zucks goes to another level. Like, let's just say this is just a giant move to get Congress to pay for shit.
Okay, let me say this. I think you should break up tech companies. I think it's bad that like there's an increasing consolidation of power.
Wow, and that's the truth coming out from Steven. You heard it from the Coffeezilla.
Well, because no, but this is like a side issue. This is like a different issue. The whole thing is all the startups will say it. Like, if you're a new player in the space, your only goal is to get bought out by Instagram because it's so or Facebook or one of these companies because it's so hard to compete. Because what they'll do is if I'm Mark and I see you have like a new product, I'll go to you and I'll go, hey, I like your stuff. I'm going to buy you. And if you say as this founder, like you have this hot viral product, you go, nah, I think I want to actually build this myself and like do my own thing, have my own vision. He's going to go, oh, Okay, fair enough. And then 2 weeks later, the exact carbon copy is cloned on Instagram, Facebook, or whatever.
He says this means war.
Yeah. I will eat you.
I will eat you. You can sell yourself or I will eat you. It is like those old, like when those emperors go to a smaller emperor and they go, look, show your obedience, pay the tax,
kiss the
or
ring.
my men will come. And that's basically what he does. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that is kind of a problem.
Yeah, that's an issue. They own too much. Like it's what's really sad too is that the left wing, right wing divide in America, they're taking advantage of that and they're jumping on a side. So like even when they took down Donald Trump's accounts, people were saying that they just did that because they knew he was going to lose, or like they were like, okay, he's going to lose.
They were
okay, we're
right. When he
him.
was in power, it wasn't, but now that he's out, like, you're absolutely right. I do think people have been hoodwinked to think things are right versus left, right?
Yeah.
I think I believe this. It's more about, hey, are you on top or the bottom, dude? That's what it. Hey,
100%, man. 100%,
when it comes down to it, it's about, do you have $50 million in a tax haven offshore?
I'm a scammer. Gonna rip you off, take you down.